Hello friends, it's Jim O'Rear. Welcome back to Jim O'Rear's Wacky World. Today, we are going someplace very special. We're going to the Universal Monsters Cafe. It's over at Universal Studios. It is a quick service dining location that is heavily themed. That's going to please everyone that is a fan of classic monsters. It is wonderful. The food is okay, but it's all about the cafe itself. So if you haven't eaten there, take a look at the experience. The Universal Cafe is one of my favorite places to eat in Orlando, and not necessarily because of the food, but just because of the atmosphere. And this cafe is awesome. It puts you right in the middle of all the classic Universal monsters. There are busts and photos and old posters and full-size like replicas of the characters. Like here's the Frankenstein monster, lovely full-size creature, and over here on the other side is the Wolfman. And a lot of this stuff was made by Tom Savini, the great makeup artist Tom Savini, Cortland Hall from the Witch's Dungeon Museum. It's fantastic. Now, when you first walk in, it's set up like this lab, and that little thing looks like, you know, where it conducts electricity from the Frankenstein movie. And it's a quick service restaurant where you just kind of get in line here and order. And every now and then, that little thing up there in the ceiling that generates electricity to bring the monster to life erupts and gives you a little show, and lightning and stuff strikes while you're waiting to get your food. Pretty cool little queue line. Now, the menu there is not extensive. They have like turkey legs and rotisserie chicken. They have some desserts. They've got some simple sides. They've got some pulled pork. It is, like I say, it's not fantastic, but you don't really go there for the food. This is kind of what it looks like. The rotisserie chicken is very good. That's what I usually have. But it's more about the experience, so we're going to focus more on the experience than the food, but I did want to show you what kind of food you can expect. But look at all the details that they put in here. Now, this is just the queue line, and there's a great little bust by Tom Savini of the Frankenstein monster. And I'll give you a close-up of what I normally get there. It's, like I said, I get the rotisserie chicken. It is cooked well. It's normally juicy, not very dry. The fries are really good. And then I usually also get, because it comes with two sides, I also get a little side salad, which looks like this right here with some ranch or balsamic. And that's that. The food, not incredible. It's not anything that you haven't had before. But it's the atmosphere. Look at this. Now, this is my favorite area to sit in. This is the castle seating area, and it is themed around Dracula and the Frankenstein movies. And you see that beautiful Bela Lugosi painting there, the Bela Lugosi bust. You've got House of Dracula posters. You've got what looks like the inside of Dracula's castle. I love the upside-down director's chair mounted to the wall there. It does share a space with Frankenstein, so you'll see it transitions into the Frankenstein castle here in just a moment as well. This area down here is the Frankenstein area, and you'll see some of these walls are built like sets, like behind the scenes of sets. So it's almost like you're backstage at a Universal Monster movie. This is the Frankenstein area. There's the lovely Bride of Frankenstein. You got some old Frankenstein posters. There are props and memorabilia and things scattered all over the place here. And lots of TV screens, as you can see. And it shows, you know, clips from the classic movies. There's a fantastic Frankenstein painting by Basil Gogos, who is one of my all-time favorite monster artists. There's tons of his paintings in this location. There's a cool little like Tesla coil type thing from the Frankenstein lab. And over here is another wonderful painting of the Bride of Frankenstein. Just tons and tons of stuff you can look at. Now here's the mummy seating area, and look at the hieroglyphics that are like food, pizza and tomatoes and stuff, kind of clever. And this has a lot more kind of that backstage wall type to it. mixed in with this sort of mummy's tomb. And here's sort of the tomb. There's the mummy's director's chair all wrapped up. And there's some neat little memorabilia here. Here are some things from the tomb of the mummy. Right here you've got his fez and his little ring. Things like that that are in the glass case. Like I said, you can wander through this restaurant and just see tons and tons of Universal Monsters stuff. And every time I go in there, I see something new and interesting. This mummy area here, it kind of shares the stage with Phantom of the Opera, you see right there, as well as the Invisible Man. Phantom of the Opera and Invisible Man do not have their own areas. I think Phantom of the Opera probably should, which would be kind of cool, but it does not. Now, when you look at the other side of the restaurant over there, we're going to go over there in a second and show you what's there. There are some other seating areas. This is my favorite side of the restaurant, which is the tombs and the castle. Now, if we cross to the other side of the restaurant, you're going to pass some more cool Tom Savini stuff. Here's Savini's Dracula. Lots of really cool busts. There is a mummy that is coming up here. I'll show you. Another sculpture by Tom Savini, as you can see right there. And these are wonderful busts. I've tried to talk Tom into giving me one or two of these, and that has not worked. He's not wanted to do that for some reason. But these are great. There's one of his creatures. There is the Phantom of the Opera that he's done. Wonderful, wonderful work. And speaking of the creature, there is a swamp area where you can sit with the creature from the Black Lagoon in that type of atmosphere and setting. Here's a full-size replica of the creature from the Black Lagoon, and since he's on land, that would be Ben Chapman's creature from the Black Lagoon. And if you look over here, there's cool, just giant photos. There's I don't know if that's a Revenge of the Creature mask or from one of the sequels. Here's what looks like the inside of the boat with the portholes, or the outside of the boat, I guess, depending on what side you're standing on. And that's little harpoons and props and lobby cards and 8x10s. There is a sci-fi section if you like sci-fi. There is This Island Earth, the I can't say that, mutant guy. I don't know how you say his name. But in here, the Mutala mutant, I'm butchering that. I tried anyway. There are more monster heads and masks in here. Up in the ceiling, there is like where a UFO has crashed. And against this wall are tons of the sci-fi weapons that they would have used in these old 50s and 60s style sci-fi films. And if you continue moving over here, you'll see there's also various busts. There's some script pages there in a frame. There's these little spaceman outfits. There's some aliens over here on the other side of the wall. And there's the whatever he's called. I can't say it. There's another wonderful painting by Basil Gogos. Love his artwork. Anyway, that gives you an idea of this fantastic Universal Monsters themed restaurant. How awesomely cool is that? I love it. I love it. As I noted, the food, just normal. You've had it before, but it's the place. Man, it is amazing, amazing, amazing. So I highly recommend you check it out. We go there every year on my birthday. It's a birthday treat over there at the Universal Monster Cafe at Universal Studios. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. If you have, click that like button to let the powers that be know that you like the video. And while you're at it, click on subscribe and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.